Hello everyone, my name is Maria. I'm 17 years old in grade 12 in Dubai National School, and today I'll be explaining how to add matrices. Before we move on to how they're added, we need to know one simple rule, which is two matrices can be added only if they have the same dimension or the same order. Now I'll show you two examples and you should know if they can be added or not. The first matrix is a row matrix which has the entries 4 and 7, and the second matrix is a column matrix which has the entries 5 and 2. To know if they can be added, we need to look at the dimensions. The first matrix dimension is 1 times 2, and the second matrix has a dimension of 2 times 1. As we can see, they don't have the same dimension, so we can't add them. The second example, we have two matrices. First, we should find the order or dimension of the matrices and see if addition is possible. The first matrix has 2 rows and 2 columns, so the dimension will be 2 times 2. And the second matrix also has 2 rows and 2 columns, so the dimension is also 2 times 2. Since both matrices have the same dimension, they can be added. We should always look at the rule. Before we move on to addition, we should check if the matrices have the same dimension. Once we know they have the same dimension, then we can add them. So how do we add two matrices? We simply add the corresponding elements. The corresponding elements are the elements that have the same positions. In those two matrices, 1 and 2 are corresponding elements. Both are the first entries in the matrix. 4 and 0 are corresponding elements. 6 and -1 are also corresponding elements. -3 and 9 are also corresponding elements. Now let's see how the addition of corresponding elements is done. We will write 1 plus 2, which is the entry 1 to 1, 4 plus 0, which will be the entry 1 to 2, 6 and -1, which will be the entry 2 to 1, and -3 and 9, which will have the entry 2 to 2. And now we will add the corresponding entries, which will be equal to 1 plus 2 equals 3, 4 plus 0 equals 4, 6 plus -1 equals 5, -3 plus 9, which will equal to 6, and that completes the final matrix. To add these two matrices, we added the corresponding elements of the matrices. In addition, you should observe the order of the final matrix we got. It has the dimension 2 times 2, which will always be the same as the dimension of the individual matrices. Now, I'll be solving another easy example. First of all, we should check if the two matrices have the same dimension. The first matrix has a dimension of 1 times 2, and the second matrix has a dimension also of 1 times 2. Since both matrices have the same dimension, we can add them. We'll add the first entry of the first matrix, which is -2, with the first entry of the second matrix, which is 0. Then we'll add the second entry of the first matrix, which is 7, and the second entry of the second matrix, which is 3. -2 plus 0 equals -2, and 7 plus 3 equals 10. Now try solving this example, and I'll give you some time to solve. Okay, so first of all, we should check if both matrices have the same dimension. The first matrix has a dimension of 3 times 2, and the second matrix also has a dimension of 3 times 2. Since both matrices have the same dimension, we can add them. We'll add the corresponding elements, which are 0 and 1, 3 and -1, 7 and 5, -4 and 3, -8 and -1, and 2 and -2. So 0 plus 1 equals 1, 3 plus -1 equals 2, 7 plus 5 equals 12, -4 plus 3 equals -1, -8 plus -1 equals -9, 2 plus -2 equals 0. And this is going to be your answer. Thank you for watching, and I hope you understood the lesson.